Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, which is on the D77TC Pelican, basically the Halo Pelican in Microsoft Flight Simulator, a free gift for both PC and Xbox users. Absolutely massive fun to fly. It's a bit of fun, and you must see it that way, but it's great fun to fly. I'm going to give you my first thoughts of it, and I'm even going to show you a test flight and take you through a quick flight for those of you who may be having a bit of difficulty with it. Beautiful. Okay, let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with the video. Let's go over my first impressions, both externally and internally. Externally, looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Straight out of the Halo universe. You can see the little jets. This is incredible fun to take off and land, and even fly, in fact. As you can see, though, nice detailing for a free aircraft. This is very nice indeed. Just very, very nicely textured and modelled, and as you'll see later, a lot of the sort of things like landing gears and jets, they do look fantastic in flight as well. So yeah, I mean, go and take a look at this for yourself. Very nicely textured or modelled. Internally, the cockpit, nice set of screens. I mean, quite basic. You don't get much view left and right there. I am actually using my Holtask Mac 2 link in the top right to control this, and it seems to fit well. Good number of buttons in the cockpit. A lot of them I've not discovered yet. Maybe I'll have to go into this deeper and do a sort of in-depth video on this, because it does seem, well, there you go, camera view as well. Does seem to have a good number of buttons there and things you can use, including, I've actually set up a button to give me this view. It's just a quick view. I'm going to link my video I did about easy noobified custom views. I've just set up a custom view to get to this panel. A lot of good autopilot stuff. Not a nav hold, I've noticed, but you can actually use it in this aircraft, and I'll be showing you that later. It's even got a couple of operations of flight there, sort of vertical lift and then normal flights, and I'll be showing you that as well. But what's for a free aircraft? Look, nicely detailed cockpit and very futuristically modelled. Not bad for a free add-on at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'll do now. I'll take this up for a quick test flight, show you some of the autopilot functions. Why not head over to Heathrow Airport? Okay, Heathrow, here we come. Let's just change that camera angle. There we go. Taking off is very satisfying. No parking brake needed. Just increase your throttles. Keep increasing till it lifts off. Beautiful. Look at those little jet engines lifting us up into the air. Absolutely wonderful. Fanboyism to the max here. Absolutely fantastic. We'll gain a bit of altitude there. Jump back into the cockpit. Get to my quick view. And what I'll do, I'll change the flight model to go into sort of normal flight mode. Immediately, I'll come to the autopilot down here, engage altitude hold and auto throttle. Now, I'm going to increase my autopilot throttle there. It's not quick enough. I want to get it to around 200. You can see the pink numbers changing there. There you go, 200. And my altitude, which is this knob here. You can see the pink lettering here, numbers here. Increase that to 1,300. That should do nicely. So we're on our way. Look at that. We've come out of vertical sort of flight mode and into normal flight mode, heading towards Heathrow Airport, which will be in the distance. Let's jump back into the cockpit. And heading knob is here. Now, your heading indicator is this box here. You can see it moving. I'm going to sync it. So just mousing down so that it gets to my sort of heading I'm on now. And we'll engage heading mode, why not? which is... Where is it? Heading select. There we go. Just showing you some of the functions, but it's great fun to fly. Get back into the cockpit. We're flying over the sort of main downtown of London here. Apologies again, this time of day my internet... I don't know. I'm in London, it should be good, but it's not great at the moment, especially this time of day. You can see Heathrow in the distance there. What we can do though is just alter our heading. Heading knob there. Just mousing down a little bit further, just so we come to the left. In heading mode, altitude hold mode, so it's holding us at 1,300 feet. And speed, you adjust with the speed Mac knob with your mouse. And I've got it set to 200. Can actually go to around 350 knots apparently if you want to do a long distance flight. I'm just showing you a short example of this. A short example flight. Just alter my heading knob to the left again. Apologies if I've gone through that rather quickly. Maybe I'll do another detail flight going slowly. When you put it into sort of normal flight mode, just engage altitude hold on the autopilot panel down here. Let me get to it. And auto throttle. And then adjust your speed to where you want it. I've got it set to 200. Adjust your altitude to where you want it. I've got it to 1,300. Not too difficult to do. And it doesn't take long to get used to. Let's just get to an external mode. Can we get there a bit quicker? Of course we can. Let's just increase our speed. So let me just zoom in a bit there. There we go. Speed. Let's increase that to 2. And you can hear the auto throttle kicking in there. As we increase our speed to 30 knots. There we go. Flying directly towards Heathrow Airport. More or less. Just change my heading slightly. Bring us slightly more to the left again. We'll get over the runway and we'll engage vertical flight mode. Which will basically make us hover like an aircraft. And we can control our descent with the throttle, which is nice. I'll show you that once we get a bit nearer. It's just lovely to fly. Absolutely lovely for a free aircraft. It's a no-brainer to download both PC and Xbox. Let me know if you'll be interested in setting up controls and camera views and that type of thing. The only camera view I needed was that one. It's just a custom camera viewer setup, so I've got my autopilot panel. Don't really need much else. There's nothing much to see to the left and right. And the other controls, maybe we'll explore that in future videos. Anyway, we're heading towards... right towards Heathrow there. I'll decrease my speed a little bit here. I don't want to go too fast. Let's get it down to sub 200. The clicks and clonks as the autopilot follows my directions. Once we get near to the runway, I'll just go into vertical speed mode. Vertical flight mode, rather. Autopilot Master is here, by the way, in case you want to disengage autopilot, which I will be doing soon. How are we doing? Flying directly towards that runway, that's nice. Isn't it wonderful? Ah, having so much fun with it. Fantastic. Tell you what, let's engage. Should we do it here? Because we are quite near. And what we can do... oh, let me just zoom out a little bit here. You can push forward on your HOTAS or even yoke system if you're using one. It will continue to go forward. I want to decrease my altitude a little bit there, so I'm just pulling my throttle back whilst pushing forward. Just to help it get to that runway. Left. It's more to do with jet, and you'd see the camera move. I'm not moving the camera there, but if I move my HOTAS left, the camera will move to the left as well, or to the right rather. Let's get towards that runway. So pushing my HOTAS full forward there, just to help us get there a bit quicker. Bring back my throttle a bit. It should start seeing us to descend. There we go. Let's actually get on the runway, shall we? Let's just see. We'll just decrease throttle. Keep an eye on it. hear the noises there. Listen to the noises. I hope you can hear that. It's like futuristic noises as you push your HOTAS joystick forward or yoke forward or whatever you're using. Are we on the runway? Not quite. Let me just push forward a little bit more. That's better. We are still descending, which is nice. Ah! Okay. Oh dear. That would have been disastrous. Not too quickly. Push my throttle a bit forward. There, we landed. We landed. And we're just off the runway, but you know what? That would do. It's just a quick example. Okay, let me show you now how to use Nav Mode in case you want to use it. Okay, so let's now show you how you can follow a flight plan, a flight route. Now, if I go into the cockpit and come down to my sort of panel view here, you can see I've got a course set up. There's a range knob here. If I mouse up on that, I believe I can see the whole course. Just set up a simple course past Heathrow and going onward from there. Nothing too spectacular. If you look at the panel here, though, you won't find a nav hold key or nav key. So what you have to do is set one up and assign it to a key on the keyboard or a key on your controller. I've got one set up on my controller. I believe on my Mac 2 it's the only autopilot key I've got set up. It's my B2 button on my Mac 2. And how you would find that it's in autopilot nav 1 hold. Just go to all a second. There we go, go autopilot. Just scroll down to see autopilot nav. Keep scrolling down the autopilot menu and you should see essentially nav hold on, off, or just nav 1 hold. That's essentially the button. I've showed this in other videos on how to assign a button on your controller or keyboard to follow the nav course. So that will work. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's pop outside. Let's watch this wonderful takeoff sequence again. I absolutely adore this. Throttle up. Oh, you get an audible lift. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Raise my gear. Let me just gain a little bit of altitude before I start messing with autopilot. Set that view. So essentially, again, I'm going to follow the flight, put it in normal flight mode, altitude hold, and auto throttle. So here we go. Altitude mode. Auto throttle. I'm going to increase the throttle I've got set up here. It's way too low. Good idea to set this up on a controller. But for now, we'll do it manually. Get that going over to about 200 for now. Over 200. Beautiful. Raise the altitude as well. There we go. Just keep going for that altitude and climb a bit higher in this course. And there we go. And it will... Okay. And now we want to follow our nav course. So I'm going to press the button I've got this assigned to nav 1 hold. Press it. You can see the aircraft turning to follow that magenta line, our autopilot route. I'm not doing that, the autopilot is. So that's how you would follow a route. Then you get to your airport, you can manually take over and land this wonderful aircraft. So there you go. If this video garners enough interest, I'll come back to this and go over more advanced settings. But what I've showed you so far should be enough to get you up and running. Let me know your thoughts. Have you got this module? It's free. You should have. Give it a go. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Give it a like if it's been helpful. Subscribe for more. And I'll be seeing you soon.